But Amira fights hard to get the truth out, much harder than her Western colleagues. Why don't we tell the truth? I think one of the reasons, of course, is that we are frightened of being called anti-Semitic, like Al Dershowitz tried out before we pulled the plug. And I think to call a decent person anti-Semitic because he dares to criticize Israel is shameful, because it will make anti-Semitism respectable, and shame upon those people who make these false accusations against us as journalists. We're always being told, oh, you're biased, you're on the side of terrorism, Al Dershowitz, you're on the side of Palestinians, you're on the side of Arabs. No. You know, when I started off in journalism on a small, horrible, no, it was kind to me, newspaper in the northeast of England, the Newcastle Evening Chronicle, we were given journalism school lessons in which your basic job was to tell half of one person's story in one side of the story and the alternative side of the story in the next half. In other words, 50-50 journalism. That's okay if you're reporting a football match. It's okay if you're reporting a public inquiry on a new motorway. You know, you put in the local authorities' reason for building the motorway and the reasons why the protesters object to the path the motorway will take. But the Middle East is not a football match. It is a bloody tragedy. And our job as journalists, I believe, should be to be neutral and unbiased on the side of those who suffer. If we were reporting the slave trade in the 18th century, would we be expected to give equal time to the slave ship captain? No, we'd talk to the slaves and find out how many of them had died on the ship. If we were present at the liberation of a Nazi extermination camp, would we give half our story to the SS spokesman? No. We would talk to the survivors and learn about the Jewish dead. When I was in Jerusalem in August of 2001, with the clock going tick, tick, tick towards September, an Islamic Jihad suicide bomber blew him up in the Sbarro Pizzeria restaurant near St. George's Street. This is in Israeli Jewish West Jerusalem. And when I got there, because I was down the road, I saw an Israeli woman with a chair leg through her and a kid with no eyes. Did I give equal time to Islamic Jihad? No, I did not. And when I was in the Sabra Shatila camps of Beirut in 1982, climbing over those corpses, I wrote about the survivors and the victims. I did not give equal time to the Israeli excuses for sending the Lebanese Christian Falangist murderers into the camp.